It's Welcome to Derry aired its fourth episode in the series. Does Pennywise eventually show up in this episode? Let's talk about it. While you're watching this video, make sure to leave your thoughts down below on episode 4 of It Welcome to Derry. I thought the third episode wasn't disappointing, but it wasn't the best episode I have seen. And I did think that fourth episode was an improvement, and we are gaining momentum to the eventual reveal of Pennywise within the show. And I do feel like it's being earned, especially within this fourth episode, that it does dive deep into the lore of Pennywise and his first encounter on Earth, and how the natives knew about his presence and his abilities and were trying their hardest to contain all of that. It's very strong when you look at what they are trying to develop for Pennywise and offering up those subplots, especially with the Native Americans and their involvement with everything and what the military is trying to find. Having Dick Halloran in here as well, now his purpose is starting to come out. And I think that this fourth episode did a great job of building the suspense and the tension for those subplots and giving them really key moments to really feel like they are important, integral parts of the story so far. And you really feel like you really start to see where everything is starting to go and everything is starting to come in place. We see the involvement of the military, Dick Halloran, and all the children in here as well. And I really like what they were able to do with this fourth episode. The children have evidence from the previous episode with the photographs, and still the cops do not believe them all. And it leads to the kids now starting to take matters into their own hand. And we see that group that is forming, like these kids, some of these kids within this group have been through a lot and have seen a lot, and now they are starting to realize things about what's going on within Derry. And it does lead to a very sinister, gruesome scene in the fourth episode involving eyes and in a classroom. It was gnarly. It was at times a bit hard to look at, but it was really well done. Had a lot of tension and just continues to show how Pennywise doesn't have to take on that form of the clown to scare people. He taps into their fears, and it just adds the strength of that character, the overall fear of him and what he's able to accomplish, but then also adding in the last few moments of the fourth episode and diving into that lore and his involvement on his first time on Earth and how the natives were trying to contain all of that. I really feel like that power has grown strong throughout the years. You really feel that within this fourth episode. And some of the parents are getting involved as well. There's a fishing sequence with Will and his father, Leroy. And his father goes off to get some bait, and he sees his father in the water burned, and it traumatizes him, and his father starts to question what exactly is going on, especially when it comes to him helping Dick Halloran. I thought the third episode had a god-awful sequence at the end with the kids riding their bikes throughout the graveyard. It looked so bad. And with the end of this episode, there is also some moments that just don't feel polished or as detailed when it comes to the end, when it was years prior with the natives and the settlers that came in and they were trying to contain the power. Some of those sequences looked really bad as well. So I'm surprised with these last couple episodes with how the visuals just don't seem on par with the first couple episodes and even the movie as well. I know it's a show compared to a movie, but there has been some moments that I've realized that just do not look very good. But then there has been moments that look decent enough and some well shot sequences. So it's very inconsistent with some of the visuals throughout. But when you have some of those haunting moments with Pennywise and the fear that shape that he's taken, I do think some of those are more gruesome and bloody and pretty graphic and terrifying to look at. But then you have some of these sequences, like the graveyard sequence in the third episode and the end of this episode, just don't seem to be all that thrilling to look at. I like the fourth episode with how they are able to add to the already developed storylines for some of these characters. Now parents are starting to question what's going on, Will, especially with his mother and his father, and more development for Dick and Leroy and what they are actually looking for, and that the whole sequence at the end with Pennywise coming to Earth. I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to know more about that, but you feel like but there's still room to grow off of that, and I thought it was a great way to finally get that presence of Pennywise out of the show. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing him, hopefully, in that fifth episode. Like, come on, give us the clown. That's what we want. All the fears and the forms that he's taking is really good and adds a lot to what he could do. But come on, we want the clown. Give it to us. We want to see it. Much better than the third episode, but not my favorite episode so far. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what the fifth episode does have to offer. Leave your comments down below on episode 4. Did you like it more compared to episode 3? And are you looking forward to episode 5? My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.